Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hope we're all doing extremely well on this fine Saturday, 22nd of May, 2021. What a time to be alive. What a bloody time. So, I'm just going to switch over. So hopefully you guys can see my screen now, and let me know in the comments if the voice is all right. If I need to turn myself up. I know last time that I was streaming, it was a little it was a little quiet. So yeah, let's get stuck into things. So firstly, what we're gonna do is have a look at the overall market with Bitcoin. That's what we're gonna be trading specifically this evening, and we're just gonna see if we can find any little positions, do some scalps, and potentially open up a good swing. So let me just get set up here. Sorry, I'm just creating a whole new chart with BTC, something I haven't pre-analyzed yet, and just to get you, we'll get everybody up to speed. BitPay, what exchange should I use? Kraken's normally a good one, isn't it? No? Okay, what? Alright, we'll just use the Binance one, calculated by TradingView. Alright, BTC USD. And this is what we're going to be looking at. So, this evening, I'm not looking at anything fundamental. I couldn't give two shits about what anyone else is doing, or what's happening in the market, or who's posting what. It's strictly just looking at a price action point of view here. And so, first off, what I want to do is I just want to look at some important prices. So I want to see where price has reversed and made a move in the opposite direction. I won't always look at the tops. For example, the tip of the wick and mark. It really depends on what price has done visually. So that's how I personally look at price. Is a visual representation. That's what candlesticks are. And in my last stream, as I said, it was made. Candlesticks were the product of a Japanese dude who wanted a visual representation of price when he was trading. I think it was like rice grains and rocks and stuff like that a while ago. I'm talking a couple, I don't know, maybe a century or something, 2 centuries, 3 centuries. I'm not too sure exactly. But yeah, so we're gonna take a little bit of have a look at the daily time frame. We'll look at 4 hours, and we'll look at weekly. They're the only 3 time frames that I mainly operate in when I trade on the foreign exchange. So I don't think I don't think I need to stray from what I know, and from my own personal experience, create a whole new, perspective or view of the chart, because chart's exactly the same. It's the same candlesticks, nothing's different. So yeah, so these are only the main tools that I use, and I do use TradingView to analyze charts. Sometimes I'll, for example, utilize a service called Crypto Watch. I don't know if you guys have heard of them or if you know them, but they're an amazing sort of, I guess you would call it like a third-party connector for exchanges. They do have a desktop app that's good for price watching, and you can trade through their platform, like by connecting your exchange APIs and whatnot. And yeah, they're a pretty good platform to utilize. And that's a lot of red, isn't it? That's just disgusting. But we're not here to look at green and red. We're here to look at white and purple. So yeah, these are the only tools I use to analyze charts. So I don't use any Fibonacci tools. I don't use any indicators. I'm purely based off price action. So I've got the horizontal line, horizontal ray, an arrow. So, you know, if my dumb ass wants to point to something important, there's a clear identifier. A path. So if you want to, obviously, if you don't know what this tool is, you can use that to draw your predictions of where you think price will go. Yada, yada, yada. Rectangle. Everybody loves drawing rectangles. That's nice and fun, isn't it? Text. I don't need to explain that. Long position and short position. Pretty much. Oh yeah, and a range. Just to see, for example, if you wanted to calculate or have a look at how big of a drop something was. I mean, you could, you know, if you wanted to go from wick to wick, for example, you could see that there was 30,892.99 pips, or 51%, which, I mean, that's massive. That's a massive drop, 51%. If you had a shorted from anywhere from around 57, that's still, that would have been a beautiful beautiful position. But yes, so let's have a look first at weekly, and now weekly is nice and simple. Not that many candlesticks to look at, not that many candlesticks to configure or change what TX. Yeah, not that much to confuse you. So pretty much we'll go ahead and we'll mark two prices that have been extremely important for us here. So you can see the prices here on the right. I don't know if that's going to be hard for you guys to read, so I might just make that a little bit bigger. So 59,739.49, and then 41,581.86. Two prices, two good indications, and we see a candle that still will close in the next day and 17 hours. So each candle represents a week in time, if you don't already know time frames. So this immediately tells me that we've hit a little bit of a road bump in the bullish market. We can see multiple little or multiple wicks and multiple candlesticks here, with buyers trying to push the price up and then sellers jumping in, and obviously shorting. So we'll put a smiley face for every time we see that 59,739 hit. So we've got 1, 2, almost 3, let's say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pretty much this is just like, I failed math, so I'm fairly retarded when it comes to numbers, and adding and subtracting and whatnot. Good thing that these computers and technology helps us out with that. So we have and we need one more. There we go. So we have 8 smiley faces, which is great. So this means that this is definitely a price that will be a target for buyers in the long run. This also means that we have not yet found that bottom. Now, looking at that $29,000 price, if we marked another horizontal line just at the base of that wick, going by a pure price action point here, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 touches or 4 points of interest at this price of 28,869.08. And this chart doesn't look too difficult to read, right? Especially on weekly. As I said, the higher time frame you go, the easier it is to visually see price on the chart. So it's not at all difficult to, get a generalized gist of what the market has done, or what the price has done. Sorry, we're just looking at the BTC, so we're not looking at an entire cryptocurrency market just yet. So three prices we can deem important right now. This middle 41,581.86, again, wouldn't just leave it right at the tip or the top of this candlestick. I would look for where it's had the most amount of touches. So you could, one, do it here, and when you're looking at these higher time frames, it really just depends. You're looking at the most amount of times a price has been touched. So here would be a more sharper or a more precise price, especially looking at something as volatile as what BTC is against the United States dollar. So we have 1, 2, I guess you could call that 3, but I mean that's just gone above it. But still, that next candle that started, even though it was extremely bullish, we still do see it come down just a smidge. Let's zoom right in, just a smidge, almost touching it. So I mean, if you really wanted to be, if your OCD plays up, you could just do that, or you could just make your line a little bit thicker. So we'll leave it at there. That line at that 38,034.25 price. And if we then just zoom out a little bit, and I'll get rid of these damn smiley faces. We don't need 8 smiley faces looking at us. It's quite creepy. So looking at that, right now we can see a very clear image of what price has done, and we can see where it's more than likely going to head within this weekly time frame. So having a look at this, we've seen price begin to fall. We've seen it come up and start a reject, and I wouldn't bet I would bet that it's possibly hit that 38 maybe a few times in this weekly sort of time frame. And as we sort of go down into a lower time frame, we more than likely will see, obviously those volatile fluctuations of it bouncing up and down between these two price points here. Looking at weekly though, we do see a lot of wiggle room between 38.34 and where was our 3,763. Now, just because price down here is extremely low, 4,421.15, does not mean you can rule this out as a possibility. There's always a possibility, because crypto or blockchain is completely run by the community. It's who's ever investing the money, that's obviously where price is going to go. And I'm not saying that it's going to fall down to 4,000 or anything like that. I mean, there is a possibility. We always, nobody's going to be 100% correct, especially trading cryptocurrency. That's such a broad market. So after we've marked there, let's go ahead and mark another price where we see somewhat important figures. So we see 19,450.26, and I believe that's probably going to do us. We don't want to add too much to our charts. We don't want to confuse ourselves with multiple lines and whatnot. But if you've been trading for a while, you can sort of see how these prices have, how they've been important. You can see that there's, for example, in between 38.034 and 28.869.08, both of those prices have been touched in both sells and buys. So it just means that there's more than likely has been a lot of uncertainty. And if that's happened in the past, it could be a indication that it might happen in the future. And that's all it is. It's just an indication. It's not like I can say this is 100% what's going to happen. So overall, what I can see is I believe Bitcoin versus USD will fall down a little bit more and close below 28,000. Not this candle, obviously, but I do believe it is going to fall down and close more than likely below 28,000, in between 28,000 and 19,450. So I will give these a little bit of a, I'll give these a bit of a red, color. So I believe in between this price here, a lot of air to float around is more than likely where we're going to see a huge, I guess, either test or break or whatever you want to call it, whatever trading terminology you understand. That's more than likely where I believe we're going to see BTC hit, providing that there are going to be more sellers selling off and going nuts. However, Bitcoin has been extremely bullish almost since the first time it started. So this gives us another clue, which a visual way of predicting a move or a price is you look at the amount of times or time and how much of a price increase it has been since its last low. A very old, very traditional technique. Not always right, but it gives you a sort of generalized view or overview, of where you can look at price. So if I just hold shift and I move up, we see here that's 163%. So if I actually use this here, we see 159%. That looks about right. And we can see here, with that same 159% or whatever. Wait, no, that's not 159, is it? Am I reading that? Okay, yeah, that is 159, right. So if we add this, I'll just move it to the top. We can see right here how close price actually came before people obviously started shorting. So this, it gives you a really rough but clear understanding. And all it is us trying to understand more to minimize our risk when we take our positions. This is for those, I guess, large long-term whales, I guess you would call them, or swing traders and what have you. So you can really look at this from a really basic and visual representation. So that's how I sort of get a rough idea of where I believe price will go. And obviously in crypto, none of us are always going to be correct. So it's definitely going to be difficult to always be right. So let's have a look at daily. So daily here, we start seeing a little bit more noise. So we start seeing a lot more wicks. We start seeing a lot more jaggedy sort of, we start seeing the volatility in price. And normally, especially in Forex, we don't normally see this type of stuff unless we look at CFDs and indexes, ETFs, and whatnot, like the Nasdaq index or the US 30 or S&P. When we go down to those sort of like hourly, 4-hourly time frames, is when we start seeing all those really crazy long-tailed and long-headed wicks on these candlesticks. So right here, we can see where we marked these prices before. We can see how they've played out on these lower time frames. So having a look, we can see that these prices have in fact been like really or have been visited a lot. So a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers have really just shown us that, you know, uncertainty in the price, and their decisions have been, you know, up and down, and it's the truth. I mean, right now, heaps of people have been shorting Bitcoin because people are reading FUD, people are reading news, people are scared and worried, and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, it's really interesting to sit back and take a look at the charts and sort of see what people have been doing from this from a visual point of view, a very basic visual point of view. So this is not really technical at all. I mean, all we're doing is drawing horizontal lines at prices that have either reversed or shown some significance in the change. So daily looks fine. Let's go down to our 4 hours. So we can see where we've marked these prices. Pardon me, sorry. I just finished dinner, which was a nice big BLT, so. Oh. So, yeah, we're able to quickly identify that, yes, in fact, these have been prices that are and have been important. And looking at our little traced out bloody line here, looking at price going further down. So now we're in this 4 hour time frame. This is quite a gap, and I mean that's going to be well over. Yeah, okay. So that's 24%. So pretty nuts. What we'll do is we'll zoom down to a smaller time frame and have a look to see in the short term what we believe price is going to do, and then we'll be able to transfer that knowledge over to Binance and start jumping in some futures contracts. And yeah, I believe we're only just going to be trading one contract at a time, nothing big at all. So, and we'll be using that 20 times leverage. And just building up a small wallet balance, and I've gone ahead and removed a stockpile of BTC, just so you know, I'm not just some dude starting with like 50 BTC or anything ridiculous like that. I mean, I'm probably going to be closer to the majority of people who are going to be interested or starting out and trading more than anything. So 4 hours straight away, we could more than likely mark this price here as being extremely important, and that's 41,783.84, which, I mean, we can see that as soon as buyers, you know, lost their momentum and people started shorting, it just started plummeting. That means straight away we can quickly tell that there are more shorters, there are more people shorting Bitcoin than there are buying it or exchanging or doing what have you. So there's more negative impact on price. So this is a nice big clear identifier. And if we jump down to them crazy little low heart attack time frames, we can see a lot more noise in the market. So, or price. We can see a lot more wicks. We can just see the amount of volatility. It's pure. Yeah, those damn shorters. Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, so there's a lot of volatility, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on. And I mean, when I look at, this is just me personally, guys. When I look at trading, okay, I try not to look at what everybody else is doing. I try to just follow my instinct, my analysis, because that's what's going to make me money. Following some other dude who fucking, I don't know, you know, it's got 50,000 BTC and he's trading these massive fucking trades and he's winning all the time. Well, no fucking wonder he's winning. I mean, he's a market maker. He's someone that's able to benefit and have that advantage. I mean, if you, like tonight, you're going to see, literally, I think it's like under $100 in BTC. So I'm not going to fucking show you guys me trading with 50 BTC because I mean that'd be too easy. One, probably wouldn't learn anything, and two, it'd just be like, oh, fucking look at me, like I can hold the position even though I've been incorrect for the last 30 minutes or fucking 6 days. I can still hold that position and be right, you know. So it's about being accurate when you make your decision. Yeah, and when you look at the time frames, these are important. So what we've done is we've looked at weekly, we've looked at daily, we've looked at 4 hours, we've marked prices we believe are going to be important, we've marked prices where shorters have jumped in and started bringing price down, or where buyers have jumped in and started bringing price up. That's all we've done, is just marked little horizontal lines, and really that's the gist, the whole kit and caboodle of our technical analysis here. Now, we could go and look at all the news. We could look at China bloody banning mining and... Oh, God. Yeah, sorry, just having a drink of water. We could look at all of that, and we could make a speculation, and we could make a decision. But realistically, it's not going to help us. I mean, it might help us in identifying a direction of where the market might possibly be going, but it's not really going to help us in any way. If we're trying to look for a position to jump in on, we need to... The whole aim of the game is looking at buying low and selling high. A lot of people will do the opposite. A lot of people will buy here, right? I mean, if you began buying here. So yeah, look, this is an example. This is a classic example. A lot of people, when they are entering positions, or when they see a little bit of bullish momentum, they'll see price just rocket, right, a massive candlestick, and the nerves start going, and you're just like, oh my God, I've missed it. And it's no, like, you can't think like that. You can't think, oh, I've missed it. So let's just, a classic example here, right? You could be looking at, how would someone fucking look at trend trading? How do they trade again? They look for the breakouts, don't they? Something like this. Yeah. So, for example, would that? Yeah, that'd probably be a good example. So here, for example, a lot of people will open positions or trades, and they will trade like this. Now, looking at Forex, that is, I mean, in a way, Forex trading, it's a lot easier to trade patterns or look at candlestick patterns and see what's happening to sort of get a overall analysis or prediction on price. However, in crypto, you should not. You can still look at your candlesticks and go, oh, that's a doji, or oh, that's this. You know, something might be happening here. You can look at those, but a really cool or clear example is, in fact, right here, this little bullish doji. I mean, this would have indicated that there would have been it does indicate that there's a reversal in the market or in price. So you see price was rapidly falling, doji, and then started going back up, right? Yeah, cool. It indicated a reversal in price, but people would have longed here, and people who would have longed there wouldn't have had a huge stop loss. It probably would have been maybe $20 to $200. This is the realistic trader, right? You can see right here that it just went wallop. It literally would have just scoffed and eaten up everybody and then gone pew to the moon. And then, that's when people would have been like, fuck you, throw keyboard at the screen, done all that crazy stuff. But it's the truth. It's what happens. And you can't, I'm just saying, you cannot always look at a candlestick and go, oh, that's a pattern. That's what's going to happen. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not what is going to happen. So, also, this is a massive stop. So if you have a 1% stop on BTC USD, you would have, and you're trading on futures, you're going to have well over 10K to be able to survive a stop like that. So even if, you were trying to trade that breakout, more than likely price would have come down a little, started shooting up, and then been pushed back down, because Bitcoin has a thing whenever a new candle starts, and I'll show you on the Binance platform, is there's a lot of uncertainty in people's trades and positions, and you see how it moves. You can almost read it and say, okay, fucking this dickhead who obviously bought a bucket ton, thinks it's going to go up here, and then all of a sudden price just literally reverses and goes the opposite direction, and that poor bastard, I'd hate to see their accounts. But yeah, I'm just this example is pure just to say, like, don't trade patterns, or try not to trade patterns. Use them as confluences and confirmations for yourself, for sure. But if you have a target, don't aim for the moon. You don't aim to make your $50 billion in your first trade. You're not Warren Buffett, right? Your name's probably Tim Sherbert. Tim Sherbert, you need to be yourself. And yourself shouldn't be a greedy prick. You should be a humble person who wants to get from A to B safely. And if you can do that multiple times, you're a winner. And you don't need to sit at the charts for 12 hours a day doing that. So, Tim Templeton, yes. That's exactly right. Yeah, you got to trade areas, exactly right. Marking these horizontal lines, we're plotting on our chart places where are no-go zones. For example, in between these prices is no-go. I'm not going to jump in a long here because I'm uncertain. I'm uncertain, right? I wouldn't jump, especially on a 15-minute chart time frame. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to long here because it's probably going to head up to 38. No, Zach, don't be a fuckwit. It's probably not going to do that. It's more than likely going to keep heading down, because what did we look at on the weekly time frame? What did we see? We seen that price is more than likely going to close closer to that 35,725.14, and then we are more than likely going to see another sharp decline or sell-off in price. This is purely from a technical aspect, pure price action. More than likely going to see a sell-off back down to that 28,888, or even another possibility down to that 19,450. Now, either way, we're not trading on weekly time frames, so that shouldn't fucking matter. There's a complete and huge difference between a trader and an investor. Now, a trader is someone who trades price going up and down, okay? And normally a trader will trade on price on intervals less than a week, less than a week, right? Anything over a week, you're a swing trader / you call yourself an investor. But in the crypto space, we call them hodlers. And all of us, bang bang, we're pretty much hodlers, right? We're deep down, most of us should love Bitcoin. We should love its technology. Pardon me, I'm just about to burp. One sec. Sorry. Ooh, pardon me. Yes. So, a trader will sit there and trade the price going up and down. So, scalping, swinging, moving, it doesn't matter what price does. If you're on a time frame less than daily, and you're looking at 4 hours, you're looking at 3 hours, 1 hour, daily, fucking 15 minute, 1 minute, whatever time frame, it doesn't matter. Categorize yourself as a trader. So when you do trade, write down, and this helps you learn. Okay, I'm doing a lot of talking now because I want to get this out of the road first. I don't want to get into trading and then start talking about it because that wouldn't make sense. So I want you guys who are watching just to follow along. If you are trading in your trading price, set yourself a goal, and it doesn't need to be big. If you're starting with $150, if you're starting with 200, if you're starting with fucking 1,000, if you're starting with 10,000, don't mortgage your house. Okay, and fucking go all in on Doge because that's silly. I mean, do what you want. I'm no professional financial advisor and I don't know your financial situation, but I highly recommend not doing that. Okay, this is just from my heart. So if you're going to look at investing or hodling in a coin, look at that project before you purchase it, and only throw a couple $100 or whatever in. Over time, if you're really confident and if you've got experience, disregard that. You obviously know what you're doing. Go in whatever you want, however you want, and however you are experienced. But for those who are new or those who are still, just listening and following along, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But yeah, my goal is just to help educate, and as well as make some money and welcome new people into the crypto space. So yeah, more than likely, I strongly believe this price here, 28,000, okay, without looking at any news, I strongly believe this price is going to be extremely important for us, and more than likely it's going to be touched multiple times. And if it gets down to here again, right, and there is multiple bloody sellers in the market, I definitely see it going down to 19,450. Fuck 25k. It's bloody gonna hurt. We'll move that guy here. Yeah, it's gonna bloody hurt. So yeah, if you're a trader and you're trading on these lower time frames, you're in and out of the market, and you should write down in your journal, like have a notepad, and writing helps your brain. Don't say, oh, fuck writing. Why would I write if I'm on the computer? I know that. I was like that. My parents told me the same shit, right? I'm 30 now, and they were right. Writing is actually it's healthy for you. And it feels, when you cross something out on a piece of paper, the feeling you get is much better than ticking a box on a computer screen. I shit you not. Fucking try it. Now, with your goals, write down what you want to achieve and be realistic. If you got 250, 300 bucks, $1,000, 10,000 bucks, don't say, I want to fucking double this. I want to make 400%. Cause no, you're not there. You're not at that level yet. You shouldn't be able to do that, especially just entering the market. So what I would suggest is make yourself a goal that's 50% of your balance. If you're a trader and that's what you want to make some money trading during the day, make a list. 3 positions a day you'll try, or 1 position a day for a week. Out of that week, you can, after you've written down your positions that you've gone through, doesn't matter if you fucking lost, right? If you're working, more than likely you're going to make more money. Money's just money. If that's what it costs you to understand, to gain experience, and to learn, then that's what it fucking costs you. If you have someone like me who's like, hey, do this will probably help you in your experience, then utilize that. It's free information. I'm not here to charge you, and I'm not here to monetize content or fucking, rip you off or take money from your bloody pockets. That's your hard-earned cash, and I want you to be a successful trader or investor or hodler or whatever the fuck. I want you to live your life. So now that we've looked at all these multiple time frames, we've talked about sort of setting up a little bit of a goal list and writing down trades, because it's good to review positions. Okay, really, really important to review your positions. And if you don't review your positions, how are you going to learn anything? Tell me. I bet you anything you wouldn't be able to learn anything if you don't review any positions. So, looking at 15 minutes, going back into the analysis here, we see panic and distortion and people going crazy. And then we scale down, we won't jump from 15 minutes to 1, we'll go down to 5. 5 minutes is where you start seeing the crackheads. So this is where you start seeing Dragos going absolutely mental. No, they're not actually Dragos or crackheads. I take that back. These are more than likely going to be everyday people who are just getting into crypto. Where if you see a lot of wicks and a lot of like top and bottom wicks, I almost guarantee you that's a lot of new people or a lot of non-seasoned crypto traders or investors that have bought Bitcoin, that are hodling Bitcoin or whatever. They're reading the news, they're reading fucking what people are saying, and they're like, oh fuck, I need to fucking sell, right? I need to cash out. I need to, I'm up. Immediately, people would start selling. They'd see some people, especially new people in crypto, are like sheep. They need someone to follow, or they need someone to cling on to because they're scared or they're overwhelmed or for whatever reason. It's not that they normally want it because they are scared or they feel overwhelmed. And that's okay to feel that shit. I'm just a random individual dude, that lives in Aussie. I'm no fucking genius or fucking professional. I failed school, or failed math in school, but, I used to stare at my modern history teacher's body a lot because she was pretty fine, but I didn't pass that class either. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm no genius. So I'm just a random bloke, and honestly, when we see a random honest bloke, or a random bloke, let's say, start seeing price fall quickly or rapidly on Bitcoin, that immediately triggers an urge in those new people, and straight away they're like, oh, I've got to sell, oh, I've got to buy. And this is what creates that rapid price movement. And you'll see this a lot when we get to Binance, which is coming up extremely soon. And you'll see that, and you can see it in the wick. So try to imagine it. So actually, we don't need to try and imagine. Let's have a look at this. I love TradingView because TradingView has magic. So see those wicks? Look at the size of those wicks before the candle actually finishes. They're massive. Like, that's look how monstrous of them. Like, those moves are sickening. And people imagine in those 5 candles, right? Or 6 candles. How crazy. How fucking crazy would price move? Even though it's only from 38 to 37,000, the amount of pips and the amount of move that is, without being a hodler, if you're a trader, that's massive shit. That's enormous. They're good moves. I mean, if you're trading this time frame, they're good little moves. I mean, you could enter one trade in this. Yeah, liquidated. Exactly right. Exactly right. Liquidated, man. People, oh my god, it's dropping. I'm a sell. People would sell. Boof. That price shoots straight back up, and then all of a sudden, blown. You're sitting there miserable. But playing this back nice and slow, it gives you that idea of how these candles played out. See, look at what these candles do first, and then we'll look at in real time what the candles do, and we'll see if we can see any similarities. So we see, okay, I might just speed this up. Oh shit, my fat finger hit something on the keyboard, sorry. I hope I didn't change the screen over. No, okay, good. Yeah, so we can see if I speed this up every 0.5 seconds, let's say. You wrecked. Yeah, got wrecked. So, look, okay, right there, a little, where are we? This one. So see these bullish candles here? Just take a look. I'll zoom right in. Now just take a look at them and what they do. You see that? Straight away, their first move was a massive, massive bearish push. Imagine how many people shorted there. Imagine. Like, that would have been millions. Immediate liquidation. Like, see you later, I'm going to the bank. I'm buying a yacht. Cascading liquidation. Yes, exactly right. So, we'll speed this up now, and we can see how these candles play out. It's really, really interesting to see, especially on 5 minutes. 5 minutes is, 5 minutes is extremely, extremely, extremely tricky to, I guess tricky to jump in and out of if you want to do those nice sort of scalps. I mean, you can if you mark your important prices or prices you see. So see this channel that we've marked on that weekly. See how it makes sense down on this lower time frame? Like, this is 5 fucking minutes. And I mean, fuck all that noise of it going up and down. Yes, you could call these higher highs, higher lows, or whatever bullshit that, you know, that, sorry, not bullshit, whatever terminology that you've learnt. Call them whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Don't let anyone say it's not that, it's not this. If that's how you've learnt, that's how you've learnt. That's all it is. And when you look at these prices, we can see, like, well, shit. Even if I had a like 0.5% stop, you know, this could have been a good short. And if we did 0.5 down to that price, that, my friends, is that's an immaculate trade. You would have hit that target. That's 6%. That's 2,300 pips. That's fucking insane. And that's on 5 minutes. A 12.38 risk to reward. I mean, if you don't look at those, if you can trade chop, it's perfect. Exactly. That's what scalpers are. They're people that normally, well, I guess you could say a type of scalper varies. There could be a lot of scalpers. There could be people that look at 15, that look at 5, that look at 1, and they could do, 50 pips and then be out, and that's it. Then there are scalpers who do a little bit longer. So you know that each one of these candles are 5 minutes. So how many hours is that? And how many minutes? So that's 220 to what? Oh, that would have 220 to 5:30. So 3 hours, 10 minutes. Not bad. Not bad for 3 hours work. I mean, depending on what lot size, or if you're trading on a futures contract, depending on how many contracts you use, there's your day's work done. You don't need to jump back in on another position. Just sit back, get high, fucking grab yourself a carton of drinks or a wine or whatever you like to do. Go lay out in the sun, whatever it is. Completely fine. So let's look at 1 minute. So right now, right here, we see uncertainty. Until we see this price broken, or until we see this price broken, we are more than likely going to see this bounce around between that 36,912.38 or 36,696.18. So we can see right now, not that much volatility. This is on 1 minute, by the way, so people aren't freaking or flipping. And this is the time frame we're going to be trading on. This is what we're going to be looking at, and we can do our analysis on Binance. So this is great. Well, this is a good time to to switch over. But yeah, this is TradingView if you don't know it already. And, you know, I would really love some love. So jump on the old profile if you got a spare moment. You know, I'm sorry to be that dude and, you know, fucking shill himself, but I mean, it's all right. You can see, for example, this NASDAQ long. So here, I plotted the position on where I strongly believed price is going to fall down to. And if we play, it literally fell down. It went, I believe, into something only like 0.1% drawdown and then shot back up. Back up to about 450 pips. And I've been also commenting and keeping the tabs on that position for everyone else who's jumped in and seen their idea and whatnot. So a lot of my NASDAQ trading is pretty precise. That's a weak push in the area that was most recent. Yeah, definitely was. Okay, so right now, okay, this looks like a short, but I mean, what do candles do? Okay, so anyway, before we jump into any trades, before we actually commit to anybody positions, let's take a look first. We're in the middle of our little our channel, or you could call it a channel, all these two important prices. We see buyers starting to come back in. On the 4-hour time frame, we see a massive bullish, or not massive, but a big push up. So general direction in 4 hours. Actually, let's go to hours. 1 hour, because 1 hour will give us 60 minutes to trade from. And this is how I scalp on 1 minute. I go, okay, if it's doing this, you know, 60 minutes, I've got a generalized direction. So looking at hourly here, we can see this candle will end in 41 minutes. So we're a little bit late, but that's fine. So let's we'll save this, and then whoop, got everything bloody open. Alrighty. On to the old Binance USD futures. So 1 minute, if we can zoom out straight away. We do know that there's been a lot of bullish pressure, right? But this could be that top where we start to see a lot of shorts or a lot of sells jumping in. Okay, and if we see a break in where's the horizontal line? If we see a break on this aqua line, we can more than likely jump in. Jump in on a go away. We can more than likely jump in on a little bit of a short, but we want to make sure that we are correct. So let's just get this little bugger fucking ready. So we could see rejection. We could see that fucking blow up, which is, we know that it is sort of having a lot of well, there is a lot of bullish pressure still, or a lot of buys. We don't really, I mean, we can keep TradingView open to reference back. So let's just open that shit up. We'll close all these guys because we don't need them all open. Okay, looking at hourly. That's gross. Okay. What do we have here? That's our tiny little square that we just drew. Okay, so we see a lot of bullish pressure. We see a lot of buyers for 3 candles, and then we see this massive push that's starting to create a little bit of a top. Now, I wouldn't mind betting that we're more than likely going to see a lot more, well, not a lot more, but a little bit more upside. Maybe not because of these tests. If we do see this candle start shorting below that sort of 3639 price, we'll open our short. See, look at that little shit. Look at that shit. Bloody insane. So we were looking at the hourly time frame. We noticed a lot that bullish pressure is probably starting to die off now. So there might be sellers now because we're at a higher price. More than likely going to start shorting. So that was a quick little jump. Step in buyers, stand out sellers. I mean, you know, when you're hodling, and this is also something to consider. When you're hodling, it doesn't matter where price is going because you've got that currency in your bag. That's yours. You own that. Doesn't matter if price is going down or up. You should just leave whatever you're hodling. Okay. Now this is interesting. Not pushing above or this price here, we can create sort of two smaller important prices, and we can see I seriously think this is about to fucking take a dive. Higher low, yeah, could be a higher low. Yeah, just looking at this, I think this might be that point where it falls off. If this candlestick comes up, touches that 36, geez, where's my fucking, there we go. That's better. If it touches the 36,639.6 price, and we see a little bit more, some more sells, we're jumping in the short. All right, I believe. And now what we can do is look for a new goal or a target price of where we want to jump out. So if we have, let's say here, we can always calculate, okay? You can always use these prices here as well as, for example, indicators of where to stop out on a position as well. So if you don't set your limits or what have you, stop loss, take profits manually or automatically to trigger, and you manually do it. For example, I recommend it when you're doing these sort of smaller time frames. You can see these candles as well showing more sellers. So even though they're shooting up, it's a quick impulse of buyers getting into the market or getting into Bitcoin or buying it or doing whatever. But there are more sellers overall straight away. That's it. From a visual representation, just don't look at these the orders on the left or on the right here. You don't need to worry. You simply just need to look at what's happening on price. And so there we go. We're starting to let go of that top. Where buyers immediately, as soon as you see a sharp drop, any buyer immediately clicks that fucking bang, that purchase. And now since, look, what do I have? I think it's something like 0.16 BTC. Yeah, there you go. So it's not much. So I need to wait for about 10% before I make a 0.0001 BTC profit, right? But if you had 10 BTC or 1 BTC, 4%, 5% gain, that's massive. That's a good gain. So it's great. You know, it's a good little gain. Take that home. So right away, bang, one. Now what we can do is we can wait to ride this out to this next price. 36.5. I mean, we could see 36.500. Correct. More than likely, we're going to see a lot of sells coming through here. But we'll see what happens at this price because we've marked it as important. We know it's important. It doesn't give a fuck. Oh, yes, it does. There you go. So you see immediately as soon as price dropped, it just started retracing, and that's a huge retrace. And there goes that little profit that we just made. But we can sit there, we can wait that out. I mean, we still can see a lot of people. There you go. There's the sellers coming back in. There's the buyers. Holy shit. There you go. There's your minute time frame for you with your scalps. So as soon as price would have hit this 36,448.3 price, that is when you should have taken your profit. That 1 BTC profit, perfect. You know, as soon as you make that, I'm just going to get out here. As soon as you make that profit, the only reason why I got out is because there is a dick ton of that bullish pressure right there. We hit that price exactly like I said. It just happens like that. People, as soon as there's a low price, bots, buyers, and everybody's going to jump in. So no matter what, you look out for your account's interest. You always look out for your account's best interest. We do know that on that hourly time frame, looking at BTC USD, we've seen a lot of that bullish pressure. So we weren't looking for a massive short. We weren't looking for huge gains. As I was saying, all we're looking for, especially scalping, is jumping in and out of the market, taking little bits here and there. If we have that goal, we have, like, let's say I just wanted to make $50 or $100. That's pretty much doubling the account. I don't need to look for much in my positions. I don't need to look for massive gains. I don't need to look for massive positions. We can see price now quickly reversing. So sellers coming back in. And times like that, you shouldn't be like, oh, for fuck's sake, I should have held my position. Who cares? Who literally cares? I'm seeing something playing out, going to go to 38K. 38K? Yeah, I mean, 38K is a possibility. That 38,034, or maybe even, we could even see, yeah, that's more of a 37,928. But anything in between those price points is more than likely what we'll see if we do continue to see that bullish pressure. So, okay, we're looking at a lot of bullish pressure here. So what we can do then is now use these prices we've marked as prices to reference back to look at the opposite direction, so to look at longs. So if we're seeing a lot of bullish pressure, we can use those to our advantage when price is above a certain where price has gone above something that you've analyzed or something that you've charted or marked. You know, you see, for example, where's that bloody drawing tool? I don't even see the bloody thing. Is it even here? What the fuck? Ray, nah. Arrow, nah. Path tool mustn't be here. I'm sure it was here. Okay, they don't have path tool. But yeah, so for example, let's just use an arrow. So if we see price, for example, come up and break this, and then all of a sudden we see a lot of bearish pressure, if we know that it falls down and touches the top here, and we know that there's a lot of bullish pressure in the market, we could, you have an above 50% chance that you're going to be correct, and that buyers are more than likely, buyers, bots, the whole shebang, is more than likely going to step in and begin buying or adding more funds or doing whatever. The mini range is annoying. I mean, right now, as I said, it's, to me, this more so, especially down this 1 minute time frame, it's more uncertainty than anything. It's still playing within this little, I guess you could say, channel. It's still playing between 36,704 and 36,448. Still good little gain to have. Again, I should have just, as soon as it tapped that 36,448, I should have went bang, bam, like bang. There's goal number one ticked. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much all you need to do, and you just rinse and repeat. There's literally no rocket science to it. Do that 3 times. There's what's the value of let's say, where are we? Okay, there you go. There's $4, $3 USD. If you did that, if you got to 5, there you go. So you look for, especially, okay, so this is obviously a really tiny, this is no large amount of BTC, and trading on these smaller time frames, it's literally showing this is a real a more realistic approach, and a safer approach when you're trying to scalp on those sort of smaller time frames. But if you set a goal of getting to $18, right, making 5 trades, I mean, you could score larger positions, and lo and behold, you make 5 in 1 trade. But if you do 3 of those on a tiny account, tiny little BTC account, you've smacked $18. You've almost, you've gained 25% in your day. That's massive. Not massive money, obviously, but this is what I'm saying. If you're starting off low, or even if you're starting off big, think of it in the same principle. So if your target profit is, let's say, 0.01 BTC, so $300, you could make a goal of $1,000 in a day. Let's say you've got $1,000 BTC sitting there, and you want to make, for example, for the week, make yourself $1,000 goal. When you're trading, trade at 20. Don't trade at 100% leverage. Trade at 5, 10. Be less risky. You can still benefit and profit by just manually and jumping into these smaller positions and just doing a couple more throughout a week. Span it out, because if you look over a year and you look at someone who's in the market for 12 hours a day trading, they're going to have a fuck ton more losses. They're also going to be more stressed. And when you're stressed, you don't make good positions, you don't make good decisions, and you generally screw up a lot more because you get frustrated, then you try to get back. So if you did 3 of those positions, 3 times 366, there's your $1,000. 3 wins is all you need. That's all you need. That is achievable over 5 days. I mean, if you sat there for 20 minutes in the day, or 40 minutes, let's say, what we're sitting here for. Okay, so we came up, and you traded like this, like literally an hour once a day, if you lost, and like you tried for 3 positions, or you tried for 1 and you lost, you've on your second loss, just stop trading. Just walk away from the market. Doesn't matter. It's not going anywhere. Make sure you look at your account. Your account balance is that's your goal. Your goal, your trophy, your fucking reward, your everything. You need to protect that, and you need to always look at minimizing risk as much as possible. Okay, so this looks like probably a massive short coming in, judging by the amount of shorts there. That would have been a nice little short to jump in. But again, this could be that sort of high low thing. So this could be well and truly coming up. So doing that sort of, I guess if you can see with my mouse, that sort of this type of oh god, there we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, this is probably what we're seeing, something more along the lines of this, probably coming up to that 37.33 price. Yeah, shorters do not like that at all, and it doesn't matter what direction the bloody price is going in. Oh god, could you imagine? Oh, sitting in a short right now. Oh god, I would hate that. I would hate to see the little balance. I'd hate to lose my little BTC. But yeah, guys, that's realistic. That's literally all I've been doing today. I mean, I've made multiple trades today. I've just I'm also bloody tired. But this, I hope I've been educational. I hope I've explained sort of a lot of things to everybody. I might try and see if I can snag a little bloody. Yeah, I'll go for a little long. And I'll go for about 37.
Afraid that it's not going to be really true, and he'll spoil the whole thing for you, you know. But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true,
1% will probably do.
It just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Do you want to go for the more beautiful and say it?
And we can look at the old trading view. It's a very strong bullish candle. A lot of price, a lot of volatility happening at the moment. But again, we if you want to reference to price again from a visual aspect, we can look at price from here. We know if it closes or, for example, breaks above this price, we are in fact going up. And yeah, I guess we are going up a little bit. And it's as easy as that. There's literally no rocket science to it. 37145. So if we go back to trading view and we have a look at that 37145. 37. Oh geez, that's it's like right there. Where's 15 minutes? Let's say. Oh wow. You can take it once and never have to take it again. 37145. Wait, no, what? Is that TradingView playing tricks? What the fuck? Okay, never mind. I'm just retarded. But yeah, we can if we see any of that sort of any sort of those sellers jumping in, I mean, I'm already at that target. Doesn't matter. Let's not be greedy. Bang. There we go. There's what I fucking lost in the first place back, and that's not being greedy. I don't care if price fucking goes up to that target. I hit that goal. I hit that price. Done. That's what being a profitable trader is. And guys, just disregard balance, okay? Like, if you want me to fucking throw in 50 BTC and trade one night, I don't mind doing it. But honestly, that's principle. It's if you trade off principle, you learn from your mistakes, you'll grow as a trader, and you'll gain a lot of experience. Obviously, yeah, if you have more capital, you could afford to hold on to your trade a lot more, because I believe we're going to hit that 37145 really, really, really soon, within the next 3 minutes. But yeah, I hope everybody tonight has gained a little bit of insight into, I guess, my sort of style of trading, and that you guys enjoyed your time with me. I certainly enjoyed explaining. I don't mind having a yarn. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll do just a little personal plug. So if you haven't already or don't know already, a good friend and I, we've started a publication or a blog called Watchlist, and the domain is l1st.watch, list watch with the number 1. Okay, just we wanted to be different. It is unique. I mean, people are probably going to struggle to try and remember it first, but you probably will eventually get it. But thanks, Greg, mate. Thanks for the love and the support. Yeah, so Listwatch is pretty much our little publication where we are going to write a minimum of 2 articles per week. You might see 3, you might see 4. It's completely free. Nothing. There's no. I'm not here, as I said, I'm not here to take money from everybody, and everything is that we do is transparent. We've got a donate page if you are feeling generous, you enjoy what we're doing, you want to support us, or you have an idea for us, or whatever, and you just want to give us some love. Here's our little project's wallets. There's only 3 things we accept. Website statistics, everything is public. We really couldn't care if people see our statistics or not. Eventually, we may monetize for projects moving forward and help advertise them or talk about them in our posts or write about them. But the whole aim of the game of our publication here is to write about or report on tokens or meme coins or shit coins or things that people should watch out for or things should look into. We want to essentially provide an educational space and an educational material based place that newcomers and even seasoned veterans, if you have tokens or you have projects and you want us to talk about it or write about it, let us know, man. I was speaking with Harry, I believe, earlier about his project. I mean, it looks fucking awesome, and I'm so interested, and I want to definitely sit down with him and have a chat and write up a story about him. But yeah, I mean, I think this article is about 17 or 1800 words, and it's just a report on this Elon sperm token. We wanted to go in depth into what this meme coin is, their goals, and we tried reaching out to the owner of the Telegram group, and he couldn't even answer basic questions like who's the founder, what is your structure, who what are your goals. The very wish-washed answers, and that immediately didn't sit right for me, didn't sit right for my friend. So we decided just to go investigate them, look up their domain registration. They were saying they're in it for the long haul, but they only registered a domain for 12 months. If you're in it for the long haul, I mean, a domain is pennies. You know, it's nothing. It doesn't cost much to register something for 5 years. That clearly identifies you really have something set up for long haul. You know, that's a strong, and that's also good for Google, good for SEO and whatnot. But yeah, we did a full write-up about them, a little bit of a technical analysis on a breakdown, the top 3 wallets who hold the majority of the token, yada, yada, yada. We went through, we wrote up everything, and we just had our thoughts and opinions. And again, we're not financial advisors. We literally just want to help educate new people, and just try and just be helpful. That's all we really want. We do have our goals as well, because again, we are very transparent, so you can publicly see our goals. Shit, we need to tick these off because we've hit both of them, but these just clearly identify what we've achieved, what we've got planned coming up, and you know what we're doing. It's just a public image, really. Subscribing doesn't cost anything, and it takes you to our little Telegram community as well. Otherwise, people can join it from watching the live stream and whatnot. I just, want to get people involved. Not trying to take anyone from your group either, Greg, man. So I apologize if I was in the wrong by sending my link in your chat earlier and stuff. But yeah, anybody who wants to reach out to us, who wants to say g'day, ask questions. I mean, I'll even, if Greg's alright, probably get him on maybe on a live stream with us, and him and I look at the charts together and we trade together or something, maybe some big positions. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe we can do something together. But yeah, this is what we do. This is how we're gonna roll, and yeah, I guess thank you very much everyone for checking me out and checking us out, and I hope you all have a great evening, morning, wherever you are in this world, and yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and I don't know when I'll next stream again, so maybe tomorrow night or something. I might throw a little bit more BTC in this time so I can hold some positions out and do some more trades and go through my thought process again. All right, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you all again soon.